Section 1. A question of economic stewardship. Is Donald Trump good for the economy of the American people? This question can instantly divide a dinner table, turning a pleasant family gathering into a full-blown debate. It's loaded with strong opinions, deeply held beliefs, and a lot of noise. Some call him an economic savior, a businessman who would make America rich again. Others say his policies were a sugar rush, short-term high, long-term hangover. My goal isn't to pick a side. I'll lay out both perspectives with clear facts. Think of me as a referee, less spandex, more spreadsheets. First, what do we mean by economy? It's jobs, earnings, prices, and the overall financial health of the country, the engine of daily life, plus things like national debt and global standing that matter over time. Section 2. The case for prosperity. Tax cuts and the promise of growth. One cornerstone is the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, a massive overhaul of the U.S. tax code. The pitch: cut taxes for corporations and individuals. Corporations and individuals. Corporate tax rate fell from 35% to 21%. Theory: with extra cash, companies invest in equipment, expand operations, and hire more American workers. Classic supply side: leave more with producers so jobs and wages rise. Many Americans saw slightly larger paychecks. Proponents said extra take-home pay fuels spending, cars, home upgrades, and restaurants. More money in pockets can support growth. Narrative: bigger pay stubs, booming markets, falling unemployment. Headlines celebrated record markets. Expansion continued as unemployment dropped. By late 2019, unemployment was a 3.5%, a 50-year low. Example: a small manufacturer's lower tax bill frees capital to hire and buy machinery, multiplied across thousands, an engine of job creation. Section 3. Unshackling the giant. Deregulation and business confidence. Beyond tax cuts came an aggressive push to deregulate. Decades of rules, supporters argued, burdened businesses, stifling innovation and investment. Red tape as economic friction. The goal: weed-whack the rulebook. Cuts in energy, finance, environmental rules, and labor standards. Promise: more dynamic, efficient, prosperous industry. Streamlined approvals could restart stalled projects. From pipelines to drilling permits, unlocking energy potential, aiming at high-paying jobs and independence. Lower compliance costs let firms reinvest in equipment and workers. Messaging lifted business confidence. Optimism can spur risk-taking, long-term investment, and payroll growth. For many trades, electricians, plumbers, laborers, deregulation felt like steady work and security. While supporters cheered tax cuts and deregulation, critics pointed to different numbers: the deficit and the national debt. The 2017 tax cuts reduced revenue flowing to the Treasury and widened the budget gap. Spending did not fall. Bipartisan deals boosted both military and domestic outlays. Result: the annual deficit began to soar, approaching nearly $1 trillion by 2019, rare outside recession. A departure from the post-Great Recession decline. Critics called big deficits in an expansion fiscally reckless. Governments typically save or pay down debt when times are good. Running deficits adds to the national debt, like overspending on a credit card. As balances grow, interest payments take a bigger budget slice. Critics warned interest could crowd out education, infrastructure, research, and healthcare. The burden shifts forward: higher taxes or fewer services. It can feel great at first, more cash and new stuff, until interest grows and hard choices arrive. That's the long-term risk critics cited. Another critique centers on who benefited from growth. A rising tide, critics said, lifted the yachts while rowboats took on water. A large share of tax cut gains flowed to corporations and the wealthiest households. Corporate cuts were permanent, many individual cuts temporary and skewed upward. Accusations: exacerbating inequality already plaguing the U.S. corporate profits and stocks soared. Average wage growth remained modest. Small take-home gains were offset by healthcare, housing, and education costs. Buybacks exploded after the tax cuts. Many firms chose buybacks over new factories or big wage hikes. Fewer shares can lift prices. benefiting shareholders and stock-tied executive pay. In 2018, announced buybacks topped $1 trillion, a record. Those without stocks or strong wage gains often felt the economy wasn't working for them. This sense of exclusion underpins the case against the model. The approach reshaped America's global economic posture, especially with China. Claim: unfair deals cost millions of manufacturing jobs. Chosen weapon: tariffs on imports. Tariffs hit billions in goods from China and others. Goal: make foreign products pricier and boost U.S. buying. USMCA touted as a win for American workers. But tariffs often act like taxes on U.S. consumers and businesses. Retaliation targeted U.S. agriculture, soybeans and pork, prompting federal aid. Outcome: a complex mix of winners and losers. Was Donald Trump good for the economy? The honest answer is, it's complicated. It depends on your perspective, priorities, and position in the economy. Multiple truths can coexist: clear wins and clear costs, short-term gains and long-term risks. On one hand, tax cuts, slashed regulations, growth, high confidence, market records, and a 50-year low in unemployment. On the other, larger deficits and debt, disproportionate gains to corporations, and the wealthy modest wage growth, trade wars that raise some prices and hurt agriculture. Watch what matters to you. Who benefits? Sustainability, debt financing, environmental and social safety net trade-offs, and America's global position. I am Ray Montoya, and this is Economics.